Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Right now, PDP is in a lot of internal crisis, a lot of issues going on behind the scenes. We're going to give you in a moment. Just a few hours ago, my colleague did mention in a very elaborated video, check the playlist, where Samuel Anyanwu, the court rejected his stay of execution. Of course, from all indication, he has probably lost the seat, but it looks like Samuel Anyanwu and the likes are not done yet, and they have decided to make moves as if they perceived that was going to happen. Sometime in January 29, they did write a letter to the legal team to the Supreme Court, but let's find out exactly what they intend to do. Just some few days back, he actually petitioned, that Samuel Anyanwu, the former PDP secretary, petitioned the IG, the Supreme Court, and Court of Appeal, among others. Anyanwu also insisted that he remain the PDP national secretary. He also described the decision by the party's governors to support Ude Okoye as national secretary as a call for crisis and requested their intervention. Now, despite governor's stance, Anyanwu reported for duty at the party's national headquarters on Monday, arriving just about after 12 noon and heading directly to his office to manage party affairs. Now, according to the document, Anyanwu's legal team stated that the dispute over the position of national secretary of the PDP is harming both the party members and the political landscape. Now, in the document titled Motion and Notice, brought pursuant to Order 4 Rule 1, Order 6 Rule 5 Sub 1 of the Supreme Court Rules W024 and the inherent jurisdiction of this honorable court, Anyanwu stated that the lower court reviewed the appeal and in its ruling rejected the appeal, with Honorable Justice Joseph Ayo Ekanem JCA expressing dissenting opinion. Now, he thus sought an order of this honorable court granting accelerated hearing of this appeal, which is appeal number SC/C4/18/2025. Senator Samuel N. Anyanwu v. versus Anyanwu Emmanuel and 3 others, and order of this honorable court granting departure from the rules of this honorable court by abridging the time within which the respective respondents may file their respondents' briefs of argument, and the appellant or applicant may file his appellant reply and briefs. Anyanwu's legal team explained that, dissatisfied with the judgment of the lower court, the appellant or the applicant filed an appeal via a notice of appeal on the 27th December 2025. Records of the appeal have been compiled and transmitted, and the appeal entered as SC/C4/18/2025. Senator Samuel N. Senators N. Anyanwu versus Anyanwu Emmanuel and 3 others. Now, he informed the Supreme Court that he had filed his appellant's brief of argument and served it on the respondent. The document added that the office of the National Secretary is pivotal in the administration of the second respondent, and by the constitution of the second respondent, the signature of the National Secretary is made mandatory for all important correspondence to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and other bodies and all institutions. That the contention or dispute in and around the office of the National Secretary of the second respondent is detrimental to and adversely affecting the members of the second respondent and the polity. The Honorable Court has the inherent powers to grant the application sought by the applicant. The grant of this application is at the discretion of the Honorable Court, and the respondents will not be prejudiced if this application is granted. It is in the interest of the justice to grant this application. When contacted, Anyanwu stated that he sought an expedited hearing in the interest of the party. He stated, and I quote him word for word, "I want accelerated hearing because it will be in the best interest. I did this because I'm committed to the peace and progress of the PDP." In a related update, the PDP BoT is set to meet 11 a.m. at Transcorp Abuja today. We're going to give you an update on that. Source who spoke on condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to speak, told us that the BoT members would hear from the Committee of Former Minister of Special Duties, that's Tanimo Turaki, which is senior advocate of Nigeria SAN, and discussed recent development concerning the converted national secretary position. And the source also noted that the BoT decided to hold the meeting at Tussle for security reasons. He also stated that the BoT will meet tomorrow, which is today, at 11 a.m. at Tussle, Abuja, to discuss national secretary crisis. The meeting will likely review the report from Turaki's committee and consider the latest development. The BoT can meet anywhere, but in recent times, most of their meetings have been held at PDP National Headquarters, Wadata Plaza. However, due to last week's incident and the security breach, we have decided to move the meeting to a different location where most of our members will be safe and secure. Anyanwu confirmed that the BoT would meet, but they said that he was not invited. He said, yes, the BoT is meeting. I believe they did not invite me or the national chairman, Umar Damagom. Similarly, Ude Okoye confirmed that the BoT had instructed both of them to stay away from the meeting in their capacity as national secretaries. My colleague is in the house. What's your take on this latest development? Now, Anyanwu, on his own volition, he has decided to expedite action. He's saying that he wants quick hearing, that Supreme Court should quickly hear this. They should not waste time again. That he wants peace. This issue of he gave instances where issue of a signature for secretaries are very important, and in as much as there's disparity and dispute in the issue of secretarial duties, anything that has to do with signatures of secretary will not fly. And as a national secretary, he needs to appear his signature on almost every other thing. What's your take?
Well, I think it's a case of power drunkenness, if you ask me. Reason I'm saying that is because no matter what happened, the short period of time you will be out of office, another person would take over. There will be documents to show that you are no more on seat. You understand? So if there's any signature and all of that, his own signatures will be honored because you have been legitimately hoisted from the seat. So creating unnecessary tension is uncalled for. As much as we know, there is no place in the Constitution where there's a stipulation that if Anyanwu does not sit on the National Secretary's seat, all documents that are meant to be signed should be cancelled. If he's legitimately been kicked out of that seat, another person takes over, his signature stands. So it's very good that the appeal court has also made you to understand that your position is not that sensitive, and also you being in office is not that sensitive to a point where we have to stay execution of the appeal court judgment that came from Enugu. So right now, I feel that things are going the way it should go until Supreme Court needs to take their time. No matter how much you're writing, Supreme Court have looked into the case. Appeal Court itself, who were mandated him, he applied for stay of execution, had already called in, and they have sent for that. It's been denied because that position, that sensitivity you're trying to attach to it is not there. You understand? So anybody can sit in that seat. Ude Okoye has the full right to sit there. At least there's a provision in the constitution of PDP that points to that direction. So him being out and trying to force these people that for the sake of peace, which peace? You are out of the office, you are out of another person takes your place. It's normal, you understand? So I don't think that whatever he's saying really matters. But the only thing that bothers me, if I must dive into that environment, is the court breaking. That's the breaking of bond for all internal organs in the party. PDP governorship forum have issue with National Working Committee. BoT is not in the same thing with the national, the acting national chairman and all of that. All this alone can cause a serious defect in the party. So I think that the ideal thing should be done, because if you ask those parties the reason why they're acting that way, you will see very tangible reasons why they're. For example, they're still very emphatic of the fact that the position of the acting national chairman should go to the North Central, but it's still being handled by a Northeastern personnel. And the North Central are making demands that we want to fix our person there before the time of election comes forth. So all of this put together is causing a lot of rancor. That of secretary also is the national legal advisor. He is not given the right to do the things that he should do. you will see oftentimes the interference on the part of Damagum, and all of these put together is making the party's bond not to be as strong as it should be. All of this should be clarified, and that can only be done in National Executive Council meeting, where all of that will be pointed out, fixed once and for all. That's just my standpoint.
All right, let's go wrap it up. Let's meet